process of cutting down pasture grass. Say there's too much out here for the cattle to clean up, and I'd rather not see it go to waste. Plus, we could always use more feed over the winter. As you guys already know, up until right now, we got like 4 bales left of feed. So the weather straightened out enough where I can get something made. And even saying that's not 100% for certain, because I checked the weather this morning and it said it was going to rain Thursday, and then I went through and checked the forecast again, and it said the rain was pushed back till Saturday. So hopefully I can get this cut tonight, let it lay. The wind's been blowing, hasn't been the warmest, but we'll come back through tomorrow. We'll get this tedded. I'm windrowing it right now, which is just throwing it all in the center of the disc vine, as opposed to laying it out flat. This exposes more of the ground to the sun and to the wind. Helps dry it out, because grass is really good at keeping the ground from drying out. Because that wind and the sun can't get to the ground through all the grass. And this is some pretty thick stuff. I mean, yeah, we got some light spots, but it'll produce. If I can get the ground to dry and we get the ground to dry and keep that wind blowing, putting the grass up in a windrow. That's probably where they get the name from, windrow, because the wind can actually hit it as it's setting up like that. But the downside is that it'll dry up on the top, but what's down on the ground isn't going to dry out as easy, so that's why we're going to go through and ted it. Plus we have that tedder from Rhino, so we might as well use it. Sink or swim, see if it'll work or not. By the time I'm done here, it's just about 7 o'clock. I'll have about 20 acres down. We got all of our field acres to do yet. That'll be 30 acres, not including the 10 acres of new seeding we put in that we'll have to try and get cut 2 weeks. June is known for being a wet month, so I mean, I don't think we've cut this pasture this early before. It's always been in June. First year we did it was in July. We're gonna try to get everything we can make dry, and we'll store it in our foal sheds, our steer sheds, until all of our storage is full. Then we'll have to start stacking it outside. But the plan is how we operate around here is if you can get it dry and get it bale dry, get it inside. That doesn't matter if it's first, second, third, or fourth crop. That's just how it is until you get all your storage full. Because we have 4 sheds we can fill before we have to start stacking it outside. And sometimes first crop gets rained on, not worth really keeping it inside. Second or third, you just try to keep the dry stuff in. It makes better feed. Yeah, it is only going to beef cows. It doesn't have to be the greatest of quality, but it doesn't exactly like feeding them junk hay 100% of the time. You can get away with it if that's all you had to feed out of that crop, but really don't like doing that all the time. I mean, she's got to produce a calf, and also we're feeding the steers with this hay too. Hopefully by the end of the week, I'm probably not tending this myself. Probably gonna have Ryan do it tomorrow. So I think Dad and I have to work on one of the buildings back home. Plus Ryan can get some aerial shots. I think he can get some aerial shots of that tedder in action. I don't know if he's gonna use the 4020 or the 7600. As far as efficiency goes, the 4020 is the better option. It's only 540 and there's nothing to it. So everybody that's gonna have an opinion is gonna say put it on the 4020. And I'm in that camp, I agree with you. But if he puts it on the 76 for whatever reason, it's not the end of the world. I don't know how many acres or how fast he can tend with that. I mean, that tedder is really not all that heavy. We're out in the pasture here, so I imagine he's going to have to go a little slower. So we don't exactly want him tearing it up. Then now we're getting hay made. We can use that tedder. And then maybe we can show you what that other piece of equipment is that we got from Rhino. And I'm not going to say any more about that. That's actually all up to Ryan as far as to tell you guys what it is. But I gotta say, the weather is finally starting to cooperate. Let's say all of our crops are in. Rain makes grain. Andrew just sent me a picture of some of our plots we're working on. I'm gonna post that. For those of you that are following my Instagram, I'm actually gonna either post that. Well, it's been posted if you're watching this video, because I'm actually gonna post it as soon as I get back to the farm. But it shows 4 different trials we did. 5808 with an assortment of rapidity and pacer and kickstand. Some with it, some without it, some with all 3. And then it's gonna have 6462 AgriGold with, what does that have? Pretty sure that is rapidity and kickstand, rapidity, pacer, and kickstand. Let me look and I can tell you. I think he's all excited about us using AgriGold this year. Because right now, AgriGold's kicking DeKalb's ass. But he's actually, as far as Andrew goes, he actually sells AgriGold, but he likes DeKalb also. Yep, the AgriGold 6462 up there has just rapidity and pacer on it, no kickstand. The kickstand is a granular zinc. We've never applied zinc like that before. We applied it through our insecticide boxes on the corn planter. It's the same consistency as granular force. So we didn't have to adjust any of our settings. We could just use it with the same settings and rate as our force. So that was a nice plus. I'm Pretty sure I got a picture of the zinc. It's black. You can see it in the insecticide box. I'm pretty sure that's on my Instagram also. I know for you, those of you that are following my Facebook, I've been kind of falling behind as far as keeping up with that. But Instagram is just so much easier to post pictures to. I think Facebook is more of a just, hi, how are you? Good morning. It's nice out. I don't know. I need to be trying harder with Facebook. I'll see what I can do. But this stuff is... This is some pretty nice stuff. Really not a whole lot for weeds in it. Back in the day it was starting to get kind of grown up. We brought the brush cutter out. They're nice, clean and clear openings. I mean, I actually took the RTK system with the boundary. With the RTK fixed base boundary system we had on my four-wheeler, and I actually ran around these clearings. And there's approximately 15 acres out here, not including the grass that I made, probably cut out in the front part of this field. I mean pasture, this isn't a field. It used to be a field before my grandpa bought it. But my grandpa never farmed it for row crops. This has always been a cattle pasture. And the goal is, which we are doing, we're really starting to push our beef cow numbers again. But Dad, Ryan, and myself are all independent of each other in cattle and in crops. We share equipment. We don't charge each other for the use of their equipment, our equipment. I mean, it's family. What else can I say? We help each other out. We don't. It's a we're a family-run operation that operate together and separately. I guess that's the best way to say it. My parents don't rent any ground. Ryan and I rent all of our crop ground. My parents are not actively looking to grow in acreage. My brother and I are. Say I'm looking to pick up a few more acres for next year. We went sideways this year. We didn't increase or decrease in acreage at all. But Dad and I were talking as far as down the road in the future. What we do as far as our planter and our combine and corn head. So where we are right now, we got a 12-row head. Or no, I'm sorry, a 12-row planter. And we have a 6-row head. A 6-row head can run behind a 12-row planter pretty easily. Now, somebody's going to make the argument that you can run a 16-row head and a 6-row, a 16-row corn planter and a 6-row head, and just use GPS and you can follow it. Yeah, you can do that. But on our contours, our rolling ground, it's not easy running. It's not easy running where you're exactly supposed to be, so that there is no gap between your last pass and your current pass. I mean, you can try, and we do. When we were running that RTK on-track system, and while that does work pretty damn nice, it's still not 100%. I don't care what you're running. If you're running Deere, Trimble, I can't remember what New Holland has. It's just, what happens is that your last pass outside row and your current pass outside row, you're going to get a lot of this. And when you're combining, you tend to knock off ears, and you're operating a little bit of a loss because you can be losing corn on that row. Tell you what, I think Andrew's having a pretty good time. He's out looking at corn stands right now in some of our fields, and he's sending me comparisons of all the different varieties we had planted. I will say that about Andrew at WS. He has been a huge help as far as increasing our profitability, reducing our expenses on the farm when it comes to the crop side of it. He's brought more into the operation than what we've had previously with our previous agronomy center. He's scouted our crops a lot better. We're not seeing interns running out through our fields, and while yes, I do understand Andrew's going to be having interns around, it is kind of reassuring that that agronomist that you paid how many thousands of dollars to is still looking out for you. Now, we know that he has more than just us as far as customers. Really understanding of that. I don't expect Andrew here every week, every 2 weeks, but it is kind of nice to have somebody around that's, we got weed issues on a western farm. I've always had issues on this western farm, and he's been doing a really good job as far as staying ahead of it. Last year, for no reason whatsoever, because the weather was good enough that they could have sprayed it, our previous agronomy center let it get a little out of hand as far as the weed pressure. It finally got to the point where we had to call them up and tell them, get down here and do something about it. Don't exactly know why they were waiting so long to get to it, but that particular farm is right along the road. It took us a whole 2 minutes, not even that, to pull in and call the agronomy center back up and tell them to get down there and do something about it. Now, if we had our own sprayer, we could have done something about it ourselves. Yeah, I know, but holy hell, it's 18 minutes? Oh, right. I'm gonna cut that out. Alright, that's been 18 minutes. I didn't realize that was this long. I'm pretty good at sitting and rambling at the camera. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care and take it easy. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video.